Alright, let's plug away at these third strike questions. I'm going to answer a few every video and just release a few videos over a few days, and hopefully I answer as many questions as I can. Alright, how do I deal with Ken as Hugo? Maybe any Shoto really. Okay, so the thing with Hugo versus, let's just take example Ken, the match will get to a point where you don't really want to press any buttons. The only thing you want to do as a Hugo player is react to what buttons they press. Okay, so let's say if Ken whiffs a low forward and you do not block it, and it does not hit you, it just totally whiffs, you as a Hugo player need to punish that. And what you would be punishing with is your crouching medium kick. That crouching medium kick is so fast and it's such good normal. But most importantly is it gets your knockdown, and when you get your knockdown is when you start to gain momentum and get more advantage. So basically if you're fighting against a player that's playing Ken or a Shoto in general and you are struggling as far as the zoning game with them and footsies, you don't want to be focusing on mixing them up when you guys are just walking back and forth playing that game. You want to basically be only looking for your knockdown, so your counter pokes, and any unsafe advancements that they attempt to go out. So if you're ending up beating them at the poking game, like the low forward, beating their, tripping Ken when they are whiffing their normals against you, they're going to start jumping, and that's when Hugo is going to shine more, because they are going to have to start taking more risks. So basically your ground game, you don't want to press anything, and you only want to react when they press stuff, and that will open a lot more things up for you as a Hugo player, because they can't go at you traditionally. So the idea is that you play that game better than the other guy, and he has to start doing unsafe stuff to try to do damage to you, and that's where Hugo can obviously ruin someone's day. Can you give some Urien tips for beginners? Why, yes, I can. Also, I saw a lot of people asking about charge partitioning tips. I'm not going to touch charge partitioning. There are 1,000 tutorials of that online. And there's a lot of good ones too, so there's no reason for me to talk about that. But some good tips for a beginner Urien: your go-to moves as far as normals are your standing fierce, standing strong, and low forward. Primarily use those are your safest, strongest moves. Learn how to build meter while still controlling space. Now, you don't want to be running away and building meter the whole time. You want to be building meter while still keeping your opponent from running wild. Oh god. So anyway, you want to learn how to build meter while still controlling the pace of the game. That is such a Urien strength that a lot of bad Urien players don't realize they're missing. Using a stick. When you charge and you're holding back for 2 seconds, many people using charge characters overextend their charge. When they let go of the stick, press all the way forward and press their button. Let's say you were using a tackle and you want to hold the charge. A typical Urien player, without knowing this, would go all the way forward and press their button. You don't have to do that. You would just hold back, and to release the charge, even though the move says you have to go forward all the way, you do not. To release the charge, the farthest you'll have to go is neutral. You don't even have to go all the way that way. You can just let the stick go to neutral position, and you can press your kick button to release the tackle, and it will come out. So yeah, charge moves do not have to go from one extreme to the other side. The farthest you'll have to go is to neutral, and you can press the button and the charge will release. What is the best way to blow somebody up who is parrying on wake up with Ibuki or in general? I'll talk about in general first, and then I'll touch on Ibuki. In general, in the grand scheme of things, if someone is parrying on their wake up, the two simplest ways to blow them up is throws and just delaying your normal attack by half a second. while standing outside of their throw range. You know, just delaying your attacks can do miracles. Now, if you can do, let's say, this is something I do with Alex. If someone's waking up and parrying, I know they're going to wake up and parry because it's against a player like someone you're describing, someone that just parries on wake up every time. So what I do is I do standing knee. Alex is meaty, whatever your character's meaty is, and if you have a good super that you can put behind that, many of these people do not wake up, parry, see if they got parry, see what they parried, and then go into their combo. Many people just parry and let the combo rip. Against players, and these are almost all the players, they will parry and go right into their combos. So the second they wake up and you press your button, you know they're going to parry. Just buffer your super. You see the parry flash, finish your super, and they're going to eat a super because they're mashing whatever they were mashing after the parry. Alex can do it, Ken can do it, anybody with a decent super that has a decent startup can do it. And also, you know, my friend Red Venom, he just takes the ultra safe route. When he is afraid of someone parrying on their wake up, he'll play Ryu. He'll let someone wake up a half a second after the little parry window of them waking up is over. He'll go low forward, max distance low forward into EX Fireball. The low forward is good because it's at max distance, and right after will be the EX Fireball from Ryu. So, you know, parrying and going into anything other than like a uppercut or like immediate super is going to get hit by the Fireball. No one's normal is going to just straight out beat the Fireball. At the worst case scenario, it's going to trade, and all they got was a normal hit. So, you know, people don't wake up, parry, go right into supers or right into uppercuts normally. That's a whole other mind game that people go into when people start doing this to them. So that's that too. Alright, Ibuki in general. Ibuki has a few things at her disposal. One, she has her command grab, which you cannot parry. Now that's just going straight into that is just straight disrespect to the other person, which you might want to do to wake them up, you know. But that's always an option if you know they're going to parry. Another thing is when someone's waking up, you time your neutral jump so you're like, I don't know, about head level if they were waking up right on that, and then you do a light dagger. And they'll parry the dagger, but you'll be neutral with them. You'll be able to block or throw or whatever. So they get a parry, but by the time that parry, the dagger comes out and they parry it, you'll be on the ground right there. So it's basically like as you wake up, you're falling, here's the dagger, they wake up fully, parry, and you're right there. So you're safe from them pressing anything, but you'll have to do something, you know, you'll have to tech if they throw you or something like that. It's just Ibuki shenanigans. Sweep range with Ibuki has a few options. Her max distance sweep puts you at the same range as her forward and roundhouse. So one is a low parry, one is a high parry. You know, conditioning someone when you're sweeping them on wake up max distance, they're always going to want a down parry. So you start doing forward roundhouse. It's other than just waiting half a second. If you want to press them normal on their wake up, you're going to want to condition them to certain normals so you can use other normals. Condition them to go low so you can start going high, stuff like that. But my best advice to it is just delay your attacks by a half a second to a second on their wake up, and they're going to be parrying air.